Welcome back to the Final Fantasy VII Remake. So,
Hey! Hey y'all, Cloud here. Just turning in on my local live stream. So, I just fell in through this church after fighting a giant air conditioner that was supposed to fight monsters.
Hey,
And
Cloud, what are you
the
filming
first
over
thing you
there?
did was beating the living shit out of our head, man. That's not cool, man.
Oh, hey, Cloud, are you making a vlog?
Yes, Aerith, actually. I call it the livestream. Get it? 'Cause we use the live stream, and it sounds like live stream.
Oh, by the way, watch my video upcoming vlog series on the Aerith.
Huh.
Actually, now that I think about it, interesting enough that while updating the PHS phone models that more to resemble more smartphones, they didn't actually, updated quote unquote the technology that the Midgardian use and say they have like the internet or something.
So, welcome to the Sector 5, and they're even more slummy than the
With a
ones
remix
we
of
were
the
in earlier.
Nibelheim theme.
Very interesting. I guess, it's a good place to put it for the time
Actually,
being.
I don't remember
Wait,
it being...
I can't remember exactly. Was that the one that goes...
No.
The one with that bass? Oh, no, sorry, I'm getting it mixed up.
No.
Oh, dear.
Oh, boy. Well, at least Tifa and Barrett managed to get away.
Oh, hey, Scarlet.
Oh.
Interesting way to introduce the character. Also, pay attention.
Can you give us any updates on the status of the reactor?
It's been blown up, you moron!
Are we in any danger?
So, perfectly normal question. What's her answer?
Has been temporarily shut down, and all fires have been successfully extinguished.
Okay.
The situation is under control, and the people of our fair city need not worry about any additional complications.
Well, that's fine enough.
We're in the process of conducting a full forensic investigation, but we suspect the device used was similar to that employed in the attack on Mako Reactor 1. The perpetrators of that atrocity were filmed making their escape.
Oops.
These agents of the
Oh.
are currently believed to
You
be
can't hear it,
fighting
but Barrett is
Midgard.
secretly saying, fuck the civilians as he runs.
Given that this group has now attacked 2 reactors in quick succession...
Thank God I wasn't on that footage.
Before they strike again.
What do you
Oh, shit.
Oh.
have no fear?
I don't know why, but I don't like that lady.
That sounded more like a mild threat. Seriously. Okay, I get it wanting to, ruling with an iron fist, but at least keep some,
Tio.
minor idea that at least you care about your citizens.
Tio. Some like to roll with an iron fist. Scarlet likes to roll with an iron heel.
Of course.
Yeah, she has more power in that foot than she has, than most people have in their hands. Also, yeah, jump cut because I got a bit sidetracked.
Basically,
Either
that
or
guy
I
just
thought-
just saluted Aerith and said that she helped him from time to time. Oh.
So, Aerith, would you say these guys are sick?
Actually, she doesn't say it. I'm surprised that we didn't reference it.
Well, I mean,
Cloud.
even
He's
as
a mercenary.
different
And
as
currently my
Aerith is in this
bodyguard.
game compared to the other
That's
ones
all.
we've seen her in, that wouldn't make any sense.
See?
Oh, come on, Dwibs. I liked the Grassel vision.
2 peas
That's
in a
great,
pod.
but we're not here.
Yeah, that's another thing. This is one game where, despite having some minor texture problems here and there, when you actually go get close-ups or like the straws of grass, they don't look horribly jagged. They actually bother to actually make them presentable, even on a close-up.
You're supposed to come by the house.
What for?
I don't know. You're just supposed to.
Yeah, that's a new building that they added for the sacrifice lambs, an orphanage, or at least a school for orphan people, orphan children.
Hey, Aerith, where'd you
Huh.
go? The church again? Next time, we should all go together.
Yeah, we really should. If we have enough money, we should get that church repaired.
Yeah, we probably should.
Apparently, but they sure keep me on my toes.
Yeah, better than.
Also, is where I heard that the voice actor for the Doctor. I know that it's probably one of the ones that I know. I just can't pinpoint which one it may be.
Oh, I have my ways.
And him?
He's my bodyguard.
I'm
Right, I am her bodyguard. See this giant sword? It
Maybe.
does wonders for protecting.
Yep.
Since I'm so generous,
My name
I
is
gather little
Longsword.
herbs
It's
for the
nice to meet you.
patients sometimes. Here's the
No,
lighthouse.
we are not going
No,
with
but
that side
Eric,
of
come
my brain.
on. Don't
Whoa,
kick around things.
Also,
guy.
Cloud, don't say your real name aloud.
And we brought Aerith with us.
Pretty sure
Sorry to make
Cloud
you
doesn't give a
laugh.
fuck. Otherwise, he would have invented a code
It's on the
name
way home.
Yeah.
already.
Well then, I hope you won't
Like
mind
Thunder
if I
Red.
Yeah,
use
if this
some
were Persona
flowers.
5, what would Cloud's
problem.
code name
How
be?
Thunderhead.
All you
No,
can carry.
actually, no. It would be
Well,
Living
all the
Legacy
doom and gloom we've been
Thunderhead.
hearing on the news recently.
To,
I thought some flowers
Yeah, I
might
just
help
need like
cheer
one,
everyone
short
up.
and simple.
I'm sure they
Fine,
will.
Yeah.
I'd
Thunderhead.
love to help.
Yeah, I thought you were going to
Let's all
say
wash
teal
up
fish
before our
poire or something.
Oh,
Okay, Aerith, we gotta talk about how you were just mindlessly kicking around that chair like that.
also, as you can see, despite the more brash attitude, they still keep the whole Aerith is essentially the savior of the slums because she does
So,
help
Cloud,
literally
what's your favorite
everyone
flower?
for even
Oh,
for the
same
basic
to me.
needs.
Huh. You sure
You know what they
want to
say,
go to
Aerith.
the
A
forest?
rose by any other name.
Lying.
Well, don't say that to a
Then what'd you
new
do with the
character
flower
in
I gave
Persona
you?
5 Royal
I,
Cloud. Flowers are all
You
the
give it
same
away?
to me.
I did.
Ooh,
Jose.
cool. Tell me.
Oh, that's his name,
Don't
sorry.
recall.
Hmm.
What?
Thought you didn't like lying.
Hmm.
Well,
What are you
Um,
implying?
Well, sometimes lying can be a noble thing, like if you're trying to protect somebody.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Cloud 1,
Anyways,
Aerith
start
0.
this time. Mom should be home by now, so I'll introduce you.
You have a
So
long
here's what I
walkway to
was
your
talking.
house.
So I was talking about a couple of parts ago. So I was wondering, with all the the desert and metal, how people gonna do the garden of Aerith's house?
There you go.
Well,
That's my house.
see for yourself.
That's amazing.
Wow, it's literally like looking at the background from the original game just popped up into 4D.
Honestly, it's even better. They took advantage to add so many new different species of flowers.
And look at that! They even gave her house now a remix of her theme.
Yeah, but as I mentioned in one of the trailers, the interior of the house is practically identical to the detail. The meticulousness is astounding in what we
This is
did
my
it.
mom, Elmira.
Alright, let me check who
Yes,
she's
this is
voiced by
Cloud,
in the meantime.
my bodyguard.
Should I tell Claire's mom? Should I tell
Taking
Aerith's
care of her?
mom that she was
That's my
swearing?
job.
No.
No, I'm
Yeah,
not a
it was my job.
tattletale.
Thanks.
And then one of the
So,
dementors
Cloud,
comes
you gonna
along
head
and
back to
says,
Sector 7?
Recipes.
Yeah.
Then I'll show you the
What?
way.
There you
And why'd you
go.
have me bring them here?
See
What
what
if
he
the
did.
Turks show up again?
It'd suck, but I've dealt with them before.
So yeah, we went to her house
Honestly, I'm
and
much
met
more worried
20
about
seconds
you.
and we have to go right
Oh.
back out
You
again.
lost, huh?
Oh, that's
Well, I
cute.
bet you still
Oh.
get it, and so you just keep
Oh,
on
sorry.
going.
That's
Quit
cute.
acting like
Aerith's
you know
worried
me.
about
Hey,
me.
Mom, I'm gonna go take Cloud over to Sector 7.
Okay, and is essentially what Disney is now using as the, well, sound alike for more recent Star Wars product for Princess Leia.
Huh. Really?
Yeah.
That's
Neat.
true. She's got a point, Cloud.
Hold up.
Oh yeah, I still need to deliver some flowers to the Leaf House. Since we have a little time before dinner, you
I
should come
wonder
with.
what's for dinner.
That wasn't the deal.
You mean you want more?
And Larry's like, I altered the deal. Pray that I don't alter it any
Don't you
further.
know what I
Damn it,
promised
Aerith.
I'll do it.
Wait. Oh, well, when you put it like that.
you? I'll go grab the baskets. Be right back.
Alright, time to see a bit of a change in a more realistic way to Elmira's concerns.
Right. Well, you mentioned her being a sound alike for Leia, except in Star Wars Resistance, where she was voiced by somebody, but she fucked up somewhere, so she was replaced.
Huh. Oh, okay, now I think she's gonna say it later, but
Pretty
still, we'll
quaint.
see it in this part, I think.
Pretty quaint
Not the
establishment.
next.
Nice and
Someone voiced
homely.
Leia, but she did something bad, and so they got replaced.
Let me see. Me of Julie Dolan is. I'm not seeing anything too important.
Well, let it not be said that Aerith comes from a bad upbringing.
Cloud barging into people's street. You're not Link, even though you look.
Hey, hey. At least I'm not busting up the pots in here.
What the room?
Bloom effect. Ah.
Wow, from this angle, the ruins almost look
even on
beautiful.
the balcony, these places is literally bursting with flowers.
Flowers around, flowers here about. Yep.
This probably be Charmy Bee's paradise.
You take this one.
Oh
yeah,
God.
Cloud's like, fuck my life.
Take it.
The great slayer of monsters, reduced to a flower collector.
I mean, it could be worse.
Cloud Strife, living legacy, ace flower seller.
Well, I mean, imagine if Phoenix Wright had to do that kind of job when he
Well,
lost his badge.
Phoenix Life is more wacky by nature. Cloud tries to be doing things very seriously, and it just happens to, stumbles into these pieces.
Yes, the keyword being tries. Because let's just say...
More like try hard, Cloud does generally try way too hard, edgy cool persona.
Let's just say by Chapter 9, Cloud's world is going to get rocked so hard like a hurricane.
Alright, Dwibs, time to choose which flowers to pick.
That's right! It's time for Flower Seller Simulator.
Which ones do I choose?
It is?
Nice try.
Just
ones to what Aerith gave me earlier.
If one tells you to accept, the love palettes, don't do that.
We still need a few more. Which should we pick next?
She loves me, she loves me not.
People used to give these to declare their loyalty to one another.
Oh.
Right?
It reminds me of this weird place called Destiny Island where they have this weird fruit that apparently people share when they proclaim love for each other.
Yeah, you need to be. Unfortunately, we were strict in that area.
Really? I'm stuck in this small pit.
Foxtail, seriously?
Thought of that. It'll definitely take them by surprise.
Yeah, Cloud's a man of surprises.
Yes.
And by that, he has 0 skills in herbology.
Yeah, you should leave this kind of thing to Neville Bottom.
Hey, it's something he was good at before he became awesome in the later books.
And films.
Yeah. Okay, I think
although one of my favorite lines was in the movie where he thought Harry drowned in the.
Oh my God!
Like,
I'm married.
Harry Potter.
I've always thought, man, imagine if not Voldemort killed Harry, but Neville Longbottom did.
The ultimate irony.
Yes.
Yeah, it'd be like, damn, as if my right hand woman torturing his parents to death wasn't enough.
Yes.
Well, she didn't torture them to death, but yeah.
A fate worse than it.
Well, we'll soon find out.
Oh yeah, what's the next Harry Potter movie we're doing?
Half-Blood Prince.
Okay.
If you pick
moving on.
If we pick up the pace enough, Dwibs, we can do the two-parter 7 movie for Halloween.
True.
I don't like Half-Blood Prince.
We gotta do it eventually, though.
Whatever.
Why don't one of you guys pick it then? But anyway.
The point is that we reached the destination, finally.
Wait out here.
Cloud, don't be shy. It's giving fucking flowers. You have to do a ceremony.
I have a reputation to keep and a vlog to maintain.
Yeah. And besides, Aerith's got her own vlog, so she can do whatever stuff she wants.
Alright, Dwibs, time to see the sector and see what people may tell you. And now we get, interesting enough, an instrumental version of the new vocal theme that Nobuo Uematsu composed. Remember, Uematsu did the vocal theme composed, but this is just an instrumental version of it.
Oh.
Tango of Tears, Stamp. Ooh, Tifa's theme is here. You know, I wonder how Tifa's doing ever since she last saw me fall to my apparent doom.
She's been crying in her sleep for Cloud every night.
Well, don't worry, Tifa. I'll get back to you eventually.
While
That's the
simultaneously
idea.
saying,
Cloud needs to
God
find a way
damn
to
it, Cloud,
respect her
I'm worried about you, but why do people keep shipping you with me?
Because Advent Children.
Well, I've been told it's not part of this continuity, so screw it.
Hopefully.
Cloud is totally, Wait, I noticed how he toppled that stand over. Oh, hello, who's this guy?
Sector 5 Community Center.
Yes, thank you very much for telling me that.
It's really just a place for us old folks to sit and chat.
Although we couldn't call it the
Care
old
to
folks'
stay
home.
and keep us company a bit?
Well,
Well,
it's not.
sorry,
It's not technically. It's more like just a day center where people just hang around, maybe have a coffee or tea or something, and then all of them can go home. Yeah, even the instrumental version is so depressing.
Yeah.
Why is the slums?
Yeah, I guess it reflects the favelas like aspect.
The Leaf House.
Okay.
You're welcome. Weird.
Also very rude, running off without saying goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah, or a thank you.
Kids these days need to learn some respect.
So, Teal, in the original, what was your favorite sector to go to?
Well, there weren't much Java, so to be honest, I guess a Sector 6 because the world market is so memorable, you know.
Sure, that.
Well, by the Costa del Sol theme.
Mm-hmm. A proper, beach like theme to reflect it.
Also, nah, there's not any good materia. Oh, hello.
Also, yes, Chadley knows how to teleport.
I understand you must be busy, but I hope you haven't forgotten about my research.
How did you know where to find me?
He
I
just
teleported.
can. What's the device that Robotnik uses in the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog? Teleporter or something?
Yeah, that.
I don't know,
Let's see, boost materia, that could come in handy, I'll take that.
Actually, since I didn't mention the name, I only mentioned vaguely, but he didn't say the name. Charlie's voice actor is called Sean Ryan Peterson. He doesn't have that much of an extensive career, but he has done a couple of, cartoons and had a consistent role in, a couple of them, like
summoning materia.
Dive Ollie Dive and Victor and Valentino.
Oh.
I turn to you. I would like to test this theory by way
Oh, that's right.
To wit, I want you to fight and defeat summon data.
Are you sure it's okay to do, Chadley? Seems very dangerous.
Chadley has developed a new combat simulator, VR missions. As you gather more and more battle intel, special missions allowing you to battle summons will become available. Talk to Chadley if you want to give him a go.
And somewhere Solid Snake is like, yeah, sure, whatever.
I like to imagine that, after this, Cloud goes back to the Smash Ultimate Tournament to compare notes with Snake.
And based on what he said to Raiden in Metal Gear Solid 2, Snake is like, kid, don't use VR mission as a base for training.
Yes, these VR battles are quite interesting. Oh, goody. Shiva.
Right. Okay, basically, the material you fight the summon you want to get in a battle. If you win, you get the summon materia for that character. In this case, we're going to be trying to get Shiva.
Ah, the best boss battle theme. Thank you.
Yeah, going immediately after just with Cloud alone, I'm not sure if it works even in easy mode.
You can technically go after her,
well,
but
we're about to see Jova.
Yeah, you need to know what you're doing, though.
Even so, each summon works pretty more boss, in a sense that they keep the pressure on, and near that they will use their ultimate attack on you, always your HP high, and the way the ATB works here, and the fact that Shiva can basically slow you down with her high spells, it's even more tricky than normal.
So you gotta wonder, is what Cloud doing in here the same thing that he's doing outside? Because if what he's doing in here is what he's doing outside, then that means that he's probably gonna wake up to see a lot of decapitated or downright sliced people. Alright.
When you use in the VR combat, do not magically replenish once you exit them, so technically speaking, they have to be using them somehow.
Oh dear.
I don't know how it works.
Alright, Shiva, I'm gonna show you who's boss, and then I'll make you my summon materia.
By burning you.
Well, yeah, natural weakness and all.
Yeah.
And also, yeah, you can tell I'm just spamming the attack button.
Remember, Dwibs, fight smart, not just with spamming.
Can only get you so far.
Don't worry, I have got my code.
I have to admit, it's quite an intuitive way, actually, to earn summon materia by having to fight the actual summons themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of reminds me a little bit of Persona. You know, you have to fight the Persona, and if you're lucky enough, you can get them.
It's also similar to how the Idol fight worked in the first 13. Even though at that point they were not optional, instead they were like mandatory, and pretty much 90% of the time you were not prepared for it because there was such huge difficulty spike.
It's funny.
Honestly, I think the less stressful one was, aside from Shiva, literally the first thing you do with Snow, the less stressful one maybe was Alexander, but everyone else was just like keeping your toes on.
And the problem was that because of the goddamn Doom spell, you needed to know exactly how to do it, because they were puzzle bosses.
Yeah. Honestly, well, I'm not sure which is the most frustrating. Maybe Hackathon, because you're used to part of 3 at that point, and when you're locked down with just Fang and Vanille, I guess, for that fight.
Okay, so maybe I should attack her from behind.
Yeah, you need more potion, Cloud.
No, I did not mean it like that, but you know what I mean.
Ow. Right, don't worry. I have my limit. Well, Cloud has his limit, right?
You know, it's a shame
Which does pitiful damage because it should be used better when the enemy is staggered.
Well, I've got it. I might as well use it.
Well,
yeah, but
just
you
keep
use
it
it
for a
after
second
you
more.
stagger.
You almost stagger the enemy.
Yeah.
Yes. Alright. See, there you go. Focus thrust tends to increase the stagger gauge, especially when the enemy is pressured.
Got you in my
It's
sight.
a bit tricky to position yourself because Cloud literally thrust himself over, so if the enemy is caught in the blast, you can basically just launch yourself and completely miss it. Oh shit, there you go, that's the ultimate attack.
That is what happens when you don't beat them quick enough.
Well, not just that, it happens regardless when you deplete their HP enough.
How much
Come on,
you can
Dwibs. There we go. See, now would be a good time to use the limit.
But I don't have it now.
That's
Actually,
because
you
wasted...
have.
Actually, no, you do have access to it.
There we go. Come on, you're almost there.
Let's see. Really? You're using a potion now?
Well, better safe than sorry, Drova. That I can understand.
I guess.
Yeah. But all I've got to do is summon Ifrit, and then this battle's as good as one.
So I'm battling a summon with another summon in a VR battle here.
How many layers are we on right now?
6.
Damn.
Ow!
So rude.
Actually, no, Dwibs. Rude is for later.
Rude is so rude.
I like that animation where she taunts you by just skating around.
She be rolling.
Oh, got that right. Alright, Everett, time for the finisher.
Okay, did you get that out of your system?
Oh, nope, sorry, Ifrit. Let's go. I told you to do something, but I defeated Shiva anyway, so haha.
Also, a nice VR remix of the victory theme.
Mm-hmm. Use it as you see fit. I'll just keep the data to be sent to the Shinra soldiers. Oh, did I say that out loud?
You may have.
Well, without spoiling anything, let's just say he implies something about why he hates Shinra.
I'll still have to get there, but still, kind of find it amusing that Chadley is like tampering with some of the most dangerous creatures of the common materials.
I'm sure Hojo would just love to hear about that.
I'm actually really curious to see what we'll learn more about him in the following parts because I do want to know what's his deal.
Plot twist: he's going to eventually become a brand new party member by like part 3.
I'm not sure he's good and capable for fighting, abilities.
At best, it will be a Cade Sith scenario where he sends a robot to fight with us or something.
Maybe he'll fight using a robot suit or a mech.
Honestly, considering he looks like Hope, the closest I can imagine is his boomerang, even with Hope it didn't make that much sense, to be honest.
Hey, yeah, that's a good point. Hope did not look like a person who could fight with his boomerang, but somehow they made him a party member.
Gotta be honest, he's one of the worst party members. Even as a buffer, if I really have to, I prefer using Saz.
Well, technically he does have the highest magic set in the game too.
I guess.
Okay.
But again, it's weird.
I can see where Tio's coming from because nobody seems to like Hope story-wise or gameplay-wise.
It's also very fragile, so if you have to use someone to heal or use a magical fence, I would use Vanille.
Yeah, 2 of them disappeared. They ran away after this creepy guy wearing black clothes showed up.
Oh shit.
That's what I thought, but no.
It's this guy who's always stumbling around town in a dirty robe full of holes. They say he's
thank goodness it's not Sephiroth. He wouldn't allow holes in his
It's another man with a tattoo.
I like the sound of this. I'm gonna check it out.
I know someone who fits that description. I'll come with.
Yeah, it's best if Cloud checks in.
Come on.
Alright, gang. Looks like we've got a mystery. Kid, really? You knocked over the chair.
I love the ragdoll of this game so much.
So, not only can NPCs be rude, but now even our own party members can be rude. First Aerith and now the kid are knocking over those chairs.
It'd be great if they asked us again. Because of the money
I think they've grown up in.
Yeah, basically as the kid told us, he's about to show us the kid's secret base where normally grown-ups are not allowed, but for this time we need an exception because we're not sure about the safety of 2 of their members.
How old is Cloud and everyone in this canon?
Okay, let me check again just to be sure, but if I recall correctly, 1 by the time of the first game.
I thought they were all like 18 or something, I don't know.
Aerith, I think, is the youngest. Well, Grad 13, as Bugenhagen told, is the equivalent of a 16-year-old
We'll take care of it
in dog years.
But there are monsters out there. Don't worry. I've brought a super strong friend along with me.
I used to be a soldier. So where's the guy?
I don't know. He disappeared and we can't find him.
Right now, let's worry about the kids.
Come on.
Right.
So we literally need to check if the kids are alright.
Cloud, protector of kids and cats.
That's because, if you don't remember, Shiri, that's the name of one of the novels. After the sort of a tie-in to Advent Children, but it's a small story that details about the Turks rescuing the teacher on the rubbles of Midgar after the meteor accident. It's the one that introduces 2 characters that we'll see later on in this very.
Wasn't that also some of the same material that also covers what Vincent and Yuffie were doing around the time?
That's, I think, on the way to Osmali. I don't know. There are actually a bunch of 7 novels that detail the aftermath. There's one that talks about Vincent's about him being immortal and not knowing what to do. No, actually, no, it's Red 13. but he does this kind of deal with Vincent. Since Vincent is immortal, but Red 13 is still, you know, invisible for a very long time, they will still, even if all their friends will die, be promised to meet each other at least once per year, just, you know, to keep their friendship going, which is a nice touch. Yuffie chapter, I think it's about rescuing some kids from Wutai, which is a sort of a foreshadowing towards the Geostigmas virus in Advent Children. Again, I haven't checked the novels in a long time, so I don't remember. The one that I remember most clearly is The Maiden Who Travels the Planet, that details essentially Aerith in the live stream talking to a bunch of the characters who died in the original game, like President Shinra dying, or Biggs, Wedge, and Jesse, and checking if basically repent from their action and finally, you know, go to the other side in that kind of sense.
I definitely remember there being a novel that was documenting what Yuffie and Vincent were doing during the crisis near the end of 7, because
even
let's
so,
not forget the compilation. Hold on,
sorry.
Let's not forget the compilation, as of Dirge of Cerberus, retconned it that Yuffie and Vincent were doing stuff in Midgard while the others were going to face Sephiroth.
It's more. Curious. Yes. No, it's more. Right after defeating Safer Sephiroth, Yuffie bomb rushed out of the northern crater and immediately went back to Midgard to check on the cannon and everything. It feels weird.
It's all just to point out why she and Vincent weren't in the final cutscene.
But sorry, go on, Peter. Meantime, while I check the novels.
I'm actually curious, since you are on that topic, like, how open are you to potential changes that this remake will bring about to you?
Well, okay, the thing that I've seen, so keep in mind, folks, once again, I still haven't finished the game. I'm actually fine with the changes they applied so far, and so far I'm not talking about this one that we just did. I'm almost actually close to the end of the game, and pretty much 99% of the changes that they did are pretty fine to me. We still have this intact, and you know, and they just added a couple of things, or maybe slightly put a couple of things out of order, but not in a way more too drastic. If you do something like, say, oh, someone else dies in the place of Aerith, or Kate is not recruitable, that's when we'll need a discussion between you and me. But sure. So far I'm not sure what to expect, because again I need to finish the game.
Well, I can't tell you, even if I wanted to, I can't tell you what's gonna happen, because even I don't know. So it's not like I can. However, I can tell you this: moving forward, things can go in interesting ways.
Well, okay, let me put it also this way, going also to what I just said. If they want to experiment or making things slippery and say something like, do something like, say, visiting location out of order compared to Agent, say you visit Rock Town first and you recruit Seed immediately or something like that, I don't mind that.
Cloud?
It's
the open air.
Yes, you're still technically doing what the original game did, just you're mixing things up without you know, changing too much of the formula. It's like I mentioned, if you do something very much drastic that will really alter the plot on the long run, then at that point it doesn't become anymore a remake, just, you know,
a reimagining.
I guess. I don't know.
We really do need
find that.
You know, we really do need a name for terms like that, don't we?
I'm not sure even about that job. If anything, it showcases how complex the situation are and cannot just be simply quantifiable in a term.
Well, I gotta say, this mission to help out the kids is a lot more drastic than I thought it would be.
I'm looking forward to talking to you in private when you finish the game.
Oh, goody. Anyway, let me check here.
Like I said, I still think you're not gonna like it, but we'll see.
I'll mention more after we're done with the cutscene.
See, these kids actually sound like kids. Why couldn't we have got kids to play Kid Cloud and Kid Tifa?
Come on. That was the last of the voice acting budget.
I like most things about this remake, but it's not perfect.
But what game is?
What game is, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Dwibs, no, I will argue Mario Odyssey is perfect, to be honest. From my perspective, it is.
I mean, even from...
I'm sorry, Pedro, I had to contradict you because it doesn't let you 0.
Okay, I guess that's...
It doesn't let you what now?
You can cosplay using the outfit, but you know, that's a come around.
Hey, you can also cosplay
when
as
Luigi is right there, also.
You can also cosplay as Waluigi in that game too. Oh snap!
But yeah, honestly, this also leads me to say another thing. I forgot if I mentioned already, but even so, I'm impressed in how first of all the monster design has managed to be transported so very effectively for the new generation. Once again, the original design by the monster have aged fantastically for this day and age, and they didn't, as far as I checked, they didn't cut away any of the monsters that were in the original game at this point of the game. Pretty much all the monsters we were in Midgar are here in some form or another, plus a couple of additions, both in terms of monsters that were not in game, and a couple of brand new ones, even in simple forms like the were-rat. That's again, the monster design and variety is one of my favorite aspects of this game, because it's just that good and you know, with fidelity.
It's the perfect mixture of...
sometimes you can even send the enemy.
Yeah, it's the perfect mixture of fantasy meets reality looking.
Anyway, okay, that's the only way to Smile set on novels is the one that I remember that I mentioned. It's divided in a couple of episodes. There's one about Denzel, the kid that Cloud and Tifa basically adopts, so that plays a bigger year in Advent Children. There's one about Tifa that just opens the bar and talks a bit with Cloud, stuff like that. There's one about Barrett where he becomes the CEO of a petrol company, which
that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Oh, but I'll save that for Advent Children because, again, it deserves another place.
So
the episode Nanaki is the one with Red 13 that I mentioned before, about him going to conflict with his, later mortality. There's one about Yuffie, the one that I mentioned. There's one about Shinra that talks about a character that died, supposedly in the original game, but they sort of rescued him, and it's in his interaction with the Turks. And then there's one called Livestream Black and Livestream White that just, that seems to be focuses on Sephiroth and Aerith, which is sort of a recap and basic introduction to what Advent Children will be.
So you're telling me that Mr. Eco-Terrorist, we gotta save the planet, Barrett...
started a petrol company. Also, Cloud, what? Cloud? No, Cloud.
Tifa?
Tifa?
Cloud?
Oh, she's there.
What did we told you about the PTSD?
Girlfriend?
Oh, yes.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Aerith, now's not the time.
Why do every girl... Why do every girl when meet Cloud need to ask those, hot questions?
Remember that bit in the our original playthrough of the original game?
Yeah.
Where I made Aerith a Tsundere and she went after Tifa in anger because of her assets.
It's funny, Dwibs. Aerith actually fits more the Yandere archetype.
Yeah.
And here, since you're so cool.
Oh,
I mean, I'm not too big on Yanderes, but they're better than Tsunderes, so yeah.
Oh, Yanderes can be fun to work with.
With Yanderes is more the anticipation and the horror aspect to them. Tsundere is more for a comedy purpose and the ensuing artwork. Oh!
What the?
What were you doing there? Bonk.
Oh.
Okay, you having fun, kids?
Really, the unfortunate thing for Cloud, the protagonist of a JRPG, so everybody just is drawn to him for some reason.
There's the number.
2.
He tried to take a number 2 but couldn't find the toilet and
Oh shit. Please go away, Mr. Hallucination.
Oh, nice girl you have there. Wouldn't it be a shame if she were to get skewered?
Mind
yes,
if I give
it
you
would
that
be.
stab?
Let's not. So let's just let that other guy just wander off and terrify some other kids.
You don't know who Sephiroth is, do you?
Sephiroth, the war hero?
War hero?
Yes, remember.
He was a war hero back in the day.
Well, okay, it's technically more detailed in Before Crisis and the Crisis Core, but technically even the original game mentioned Sephiroth is a war hero. He was the de facto catalyst that allowed Shinra to win against Wutai. He literally was so unstoppable that Wutai had to surrender. It was the perfectly engineered weapon.
Here's the thing, Sephiroth was a hero. What caused him to become a bad guy was... well,
by accident, essentially.
Basically, he found out that he was born in a lab, and that kind of drove him a bit crazy.
And even so, he didn't learn the complete truth. The real Sephiroth back then only learned just a fraction of it, and put the pieces back together. Ironically, just a couple of meters near where Vincent, the one who knew the truth, was resting. Oh, the irony.
Yep.
Oh.
So when you get down to it, if
I know that theme.
Monsters out there are getting stronger and stronger. But that's no problem for you, though, right?
Let us by directing again.
That's the Gold Saucer theme.
Yeah.
Because the gold saucer isn't in this game. We figured.
Yeah, but a kid, the cosplaying as a Moogle.
Huh.
Go talk to him, Libs. Come on. Oh.
Next time. Next time.
You're not doing it now, 0 to 10.
Sorry guys, we're out of time. Cloud has to go off and have his hourly coffee.
Hourly?
I mean, if we don't give him a coffee every hour, he'll just wander off and spend too much time on that bloody vlog of his.
See ya.
What he calls the live stream, even though I copyrighted it.
See you next
time. Alright,
time.
see you.
You bastard. See ya.